You guys are up. Total Control 871. Alright. Happened again, this time in Indiana. Shit. What is it? Noblesville, Indiana. A middle school. A middle school of all places. Middle school. I don't, wow, that's intense. I wasn't aware that shit was so serious in middle school that you're ready to go on a shooting rampage. Although I don't think we've heard the age of the gunman. You know, gunman. There's a lot we obviously don't know, but they did say student, so obviously he's middle school. He's a middle school student. Wow. I mean, I personally can't even fathom what could possibly be going on that makes you want to go on a shooting rampage in middle school. But hey, like I said, that apparently YouTube doesn't like. My classmates were seen in a very logical fashion. They were seen as the inferior specimens of life that they were. They were seen and categorized as the insipid mortals that they were, whatever, you know? I mean, for Christ's sakes, I remember when I was doing some security detail at the casino, and I go to look over, big as life, full color. Shit, what was his name? Daniel Cornelius. Am I saying it right? Daniel Cornelius. All I know is that there was a huge ass reward out for him. He's on a bolo, be on the lookout flyer, taped to the, in case you didn't know, there's like wanted posters and shit on the inside of those casino cages where you cash in chips and get money and whatever else. You know, there's like pictures of either players that have been banned and players that are whatever, you know. And he was one of them. And there I was, working the job, look over, poor Daniel. He's either on the run or the poster did look kind of old though. Maybe he'd been caught already. Maybe he's fucking dead, okay? The point is, I got into a scrap with Daniel. I did. This was in like 3rd or 4th grade. You know, I got into a scrap with him in the boys' room, you know, on the floor, you know. And like I said, these people are nothing, and they're nothing to me, and I walk over top of them with great delight every single day. Okay? They're nothing, and quite frankly, I don't understand why these students continue to hold people who are obviously verbally abusing them in high esteem, you know, assigning any type of worth to them whatsoever. Anyway, so link down below, because I'm going to talk, because obviously there's a whole lot I could say about the shooting. I've already expressed a lot of stuff that apparently YouTube doesn't like. How even doctors, you know, our Egg Harbor Township Rothman Institute, we're going to be going back to the Rothman Institute. We're going to be doing a little field trip there. Like I said, all part of the mini-series. You try to stifle this First Amendment, and it's only going to grow. You know, it's like shooting a missile at an asteroid. All you've done now is make a whole bunch of asteroids. So congratulations, YouTube. You know, anyway, so link down below is the story of this little girl who wrote her suicide note because, what can I say? She's being bullied. She's daunted day in, day out. Again, I don't want to belittle it, but frankly, I really don't. I don't see the point. Like I said, I don't even remember the people. To this day, people come up to me hat in hand. You know, basically kind of like a page out of the original Flatliners movie, as Kevin Bacon goes to apologize to Winnie Hicks for all the things that he said and done. You know, I don't even fucking know who you are. You're nobody to me. You did not register in my mind. I'm sorry, but you're nothing more than static background noise. And apparently, these shootings, they definitely are. I think they're trending. I think they're trending, and given the youth factor, I don't think that the students quite understand what they're doing. They may view a shooting spree in the same vein or nature of some ridiculous viral challenge, like burning your arm on the stove, or eating a Tide Pod, or eating a big scoop of cinnamon. Yes, it's painful. Yes, it's something you're going to have to suffer through, but it's just a challenge, right? It doesn't have any real consequences. So it has me wondering if these students, these young students, understand the consequences of what they're doing. Anyway, I want to get a bit more focused about today's video. Okay, like I said before, my father paid for a private school education. And one day, this is what I'm in, the 6th grade. 6th grade. And I'm going to school, and I'm coming across the schoolyard, and there over near the wall, the usual motley crew, yelling out the usual obscenities. There was a lot of gay shit. Of course, it'd be decades before I'd come out the closet, but still, you know, they're screaming their obscenities at me and whatnot, and of course I don't give a shit about them whatsoever. However, this particular day, Sister Seamus, the school principal, cliche Catholic nun, ball breaking, no nonsense. I think she had her window open, so I think this is either at the beginning of the school year, where it wasn't too terribly cold yet, and she happened to hear, and so she calls me into her office, and she sits me down, and she wanted to know exactly what excuse me, the mosquitoes are out. She wanted to know exactly what they had said to me and how long this had been going on. Granted, this was long before any of your trending anti-bullying stuff in schools and whatnot. This is still during a time where, like I say, you know, that's just simply how it was sometimes, you know. And in my particular case, I just didn't give a shit, you know. Anyway, so as I go to tell her the things they call me and say to me, and how long it had been going on for, basically since I've been there, about 3 years. And I look up at Sister Seamus, and tears are just welling up in her eyes, and she's like, you know, ball breaker nun and shit, you know. And it's like, she had no idea I'd been suffering this long or whatever. So at the end of it, she walks me out the office, goes up to the class. The schoolyard bullies were in a grade. They were in the 7th grade, one grade ahead of me. And she makes me point them out. And actually, to be honest, I kind of was, like I said, I really didn't fucking know these people. And I had a vague semblance of them. Sounds kind of fucked up, but I remember the one kid that was part of the bully pack, but only because he was black. And so he was like the only black kid in and among the bully pack, so he was kind of easy to pick out. And then there were like a kind of others, and again, not to sound fucked up, but you know, You guys did all kind of look alike and shit. So I did my best to pick out, you know, the kids that had been taunting me and whatnot for years. And I think I, for the most part, picked out the right ones. Anyway, what ended up happening, because down in our story, linked down below, we see our young girl, our 11-year-old girl who wrote out her suicide note, and she ended up diagnosed with anxiety and depression, and I can almost tell you that some sort of pharmaceutical prescription was attached. So she is now diagnosed. She has her diagnosis that will follow her for the rest of her life. And likewise, although I really have no idea, you know, or if any official diagnosis had been attached to me, but the point is, Sister Seamus reaches out to Catholic Charities, and Catholic Charities dispatches a social worker who was a nun, and her name was Sister Suzanne Allen. She was a delightful woman. She really was. Sister Suzanne. And there's a whole bunch I could say about that I'm not even going to get into. She got me into what do you want to call it, like a mentor program or something out at the local college here, the Stockton State College, for scientifically inclined kids like myself. And anyway, point is that I was assigned my very first therapist, Sister Suzanne. And I forgot if it was once or twice a week that I would meet with her for an hour session and whatnot. Now, how closely have you been paying attention throughout this story? How well are your deductive reasoning skills, cognitive thinking? Remember now, I was just an ordinary student going about my life, not bothering anybody. True, I had been verbally harassed. If you want to call it bullied, you can call it bullied. That's fine, whatever. But the point is, why is it the victims, the bullied victims, are the ones who end up diagnosed and in therapy? Or how come the bullies themselves aren't given a diagnosis? How come their heads aren't fucking shrunk? How come they don't get prescriptions? How come they don't get all kinds of labels that are going to follow them for the rest of their life? I mean, after all, they are the impetus. They are the cause. Okay? How many of these shooters are nothing more than the symptom? How much longer are you going to just simply let the cause go unaddressed? Be kind of interesting to see. Parents of the world, how would you like it if your kid came home with a clinical diagnosis for bullying somebody? Prescription, maybe pinned to their jacket. They say the Santa Fe shooter was given Ritalin. I don't know if that's corroborated or not, but it is true. A lot of these Americans consume record amounts of mood-altering antidepressant MAOI inhibitors. Oh my God. I could so go on a rant right now about medical kickbacks, but I think a lot of you guys out there probably know this already. The scripts, basically just like with the opioids, you know, doctors given a lot of perks for writing these particular scripts. And of course, we live in a society now where nobody feels like something's been done for them unless they do go home with a script in hand. So, half of this bullshit rests with the would-be patient themselves. The patient, the doctors, the insurance companies, greed, money, all culminating together to create a basket case generation. Glass jaw basket case generation. So why is it that the bullied never go diagnosed? Alright guys, that's about it for tonight. I've already shared my thoughts on school shootings. I have no idea why you guys why your children take it so closely to heart. School, temporary. Parents, temporary. Hell, there was one guy in the news, 30 years old. Shit, they had to put a keg of dynamite under his ass to get him out the house. Alright, yeah, I know the weather, it is getting warm, but as soon as the sun goes by, I'm reaching for the anorak. I'm reaching for, something to keep me warm because it gets so chilly, And if I want to tack something on at the end of today's episode concerning children and you parents, I'm confused. When did this whole thing of wearing ultra mini shorts for prepubescent little girls become a thing? Okay? I can't begin to tell you. It's like I watch these little girls go by, 10, 11, 12, 13, whatever. The shorts are so effing tiny. You can see the bottom of their ass cheeks as they're walking. It's like pulled up between the cleft of their ass. They're camel toeing it in the front. The itty bitty tiny little halter tops or whatnot. And their fathers are right next to them. What the fuck is wrong with you, parents of the world, that you allow your children to go out dressed like this? Alright? I mean, hey, I get it. Nobody's asking you to do your kid up like a nun. Fine. You want to wear shorts? Fine. You want to wear thigh-high shorts? That's fine too. But come on. Start exercising some goddamn decency here. Jesus Christ. Where we're seeing your ass cheeks hanging out the bottom of the Okay, and on I don't even know if I want to open up another window, another topic. I'm going to be talking in another episode about urban black males. I've been noticing as of late, the past year or so, actually past couple of years, they've been desperately trying to get out of the saggy jeans. I think slim saggy is kind of trending right now, if I got it right, where it's like a slim fit, almost not quite as slim as the emo kids or whatever they're called, but they sag though. It's slim and it's saggy. And then also there is a type of tapered leg pants where it's like a drawed bungee at the ankle, at the bottom of the pants, and it kind of like what tapers is kind of like somewhat roomy in the seat, and it goes down and it tapers around the ankle. And I'm just watching a lot of urban black youth. They've been in that sagging thing for quite a while. There was town scattered throughout America. You'll hear about it on the news sometimes. Towns, municipalities, townships, cities, what have you. They'll try to create local ordinances banning sagging and whatnot. I fucking hate sagging. I think it's some of the most ghetto shit you ever seen in your life. That being said, because I am indeed a social anthropologist, I have to acknowledge that the sagging has been going on for so long in the urban black culture. It is just that now. It's part of urban black culture. It's been going on since late 80s. You know, so we're talking well over 30 years. You know, this sagging, it'll be turning 40 very soon. That's just how long this shit's been going on. You know, it'll be turning 40 very soon, and in my book, that makes it cultural. You know, it's now part of the urban black culture. So, all right, that's it. Yeah. How come the victims end up diagnosed on drugs, on prescriptions, and the bullies just simply walk away? And every single time somebody looks at your record, you know, because if all the David Hoggettes of the world get their way, don't be surprised if juvenile records, the barrier, the seal, gets eroded along with your gun reform laws. Seeing as how we have all these school shooters, and the school shooters are so young, well then maybe it's time to unseal juvenile records. See? You people are not thinking. Slippery slope. You put things in motion for good purposes, but it ends up having some really fucked up consequences. Okay? And the young lady, link down below. Like, put it like this. What was it? The merging road rage incident a year ago. Beautiful black girl. Her name was Bianca. And the fucking ghetto, good old boy in the pickup truck. I swear, these fucking pickup truck drivers, I'm telling you. You know, pulls out a gun and fucking shoots her, you know. Point is, she had aspirations for going into the FBI. Remember, the FBI, CIA, depending on how high up you want to go in the military, becoming an officer, all of these things are going to involve your juvenile record. And you're the one who ends up diagnosed. Oh, we see you're taking, or were taking, fill in the blank, whatever. And I'm going to tell you right now, they're just going to kind of quietly close your folder and maybe just let you finish talking and saying whatever it was that you're saying, because they pretty much know you're damaged goods. Yeah, the doctors, they don't tell you that shit. Those head pills, they fuck you up. Okay? They don't tell you that. And there are reasons why the branches of the government, why it's an automatic banning of the I'm sorry, I know I'm like jumping off topic here. I just want you guys to see. Look at this, these guys are on bikes. This is so awesome. I like cyclists. I like bikes. It just feels good seeing other people riding. And they got lights on too. You know, that's what I'm talking about. I know, I just totally went off, but whatever. And, you know, so, yeah, you guys are going to, you know, damage is being done to your record, you know. I don't know what your aspirations are in life, you know, but when you end up with these diagnoses that shouldn't have been yours, if you want to diagnose somebody, if you want to haul somebody into therapy, if you want to give somebody a fucking head pill, give it to the bully. Don't give it to the victim. All right, that's it. I'm done. Total Control, 871. Come get one of these bikes if you don't want to get a real one.